Hey, Momma Cronk, come on over. We're talking about you already. Kay just brought up the green spatula that you used to spank me with. Mom, what would I do to where you would smack me with the green spoon?
You know, a lot of it was that he just never stopped.
Can't believe you still have the green spoon. That is unbelievable. Oh,
well, the thing is he got to the point where he got so much bigger than me that he just laughed at me. So, you know, the green spoon didn't mean it.
Do it, Mom!
My next guest is a GOAT, four-time Super Bowl champion, future Hall of Famer, studio analyst for Fox NFL Sunday, and son to one special lady with a green spatula, plastic spatula, and a chicken souffle somewhere. Give a shout out to your mom on her birthday.
Yes, hey, Momma Cronk, come on over. We're talking about you already. Kay just brought up the green spatula that you used to spank me with. Yes, she's here in the house. She wants to come say hi to you, Kay.
Please
it's her
come say
65th
hi.
birthday today.
Happy birthday!
She's the best mother of all time. She raised 5 sons. She did a great job.
Yeah,
she got me
5 of these.
all my practices and games. She got me to where I am today, Kay. So give her a special shout out, please.
Special shout out to you, of course. You'll get all the shout outs in Canton with the Patriots Hall of Fame, all the things that are going to happen. Rob, what are you getting your mother for her birthday today?
All right, I actually got her a bucket list item, and we did presents last night, and she always talked about how she wants to fly first class. Now let me tell you, she has flown private plenty of times before, but she has never flown first class.
What?
So I made it a first class birthday for her, and I got her 2 first class tickets to kind of wherever she wants to go, but I told her she has to go to New York City for Christmas to enjoy the lights and all the snow.
Diane, is that what you wanted? Are you happy with that?
I am very happy with that. Yeah, one of my bucket list things, first class on an airplane.
I love that for you.
Very nice.
How did you used to hit Gronk with that spoon? Can we do a reenactment really quick before you go?
know,
Like,
I have the spoon. I can go find it. If you give me a minute.
Yes, go.
All right,
I think we should reenact this year
Yes,
on your
we
birthday.
shall.
Rob, you are such an amazing son. I love that. And your mom is a goat. She's a goat. You're a baby goat. She's goated.
Yes, she really is. I mean, to raise 5 boys and to be able to manage us 5, I mean, we were all maniacs. And we all played literally 5 different sports at a time. So she was dropping me off at practice, bringing my other brother to a game, then coming back, picking me up practice, and we were going to my brother's game. And I swear, that's where I got my management skills from. Everyone's like, hey, who manages you and does your schedule? I'm like, myself. I do my whole entire schedule myself, and I definitely got that trait from my mom because she had to manage us 5 boys. So I appreciate, her passing that down to me.
I was trying to ask.
Comes.
Oh, here she comes with the spoon. Okay, let's
Here she
pretend.
comes with the green
Gronk,
spoon.
let's set the stage. What would you do to earn a licking from the green spoon? Like, take a history.
Mom, what would I do to where you would smack me with the green spoon?
You know, a lot of it was that he just never stopped. Just never stopped. He had to always be the entertainer. He just didn't stop. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm exhausted. You guys, just stop.
Okay, so how would you whack him? I can't believe you still have the green spoon. That is unbelievable. Oh,
well, the thing is he got to the point where he got so much bigger than me that he just laughed at me. So, the green spoon didn't mean it.
Do it, Mom! Ah!
Oh my God. It's actually hilarious. When Gronk first told me this story, it was as if the spoon was larger than life. And look how tiny. It looks like a toothbrush.
It's just, it was big at the time, but, as they grew, they just laughed at me when I tried to spank them.
Well, Mom, that's why I couldn't feel the hits in the NFL, because my mom got me ready.
Him.
But all the Charlie horses my brother gave me, all the green spoon hits my mom gave me, that's why every defender, when they went after my legs, they bounced right off of me.
And you laughed
at them. Yes, and I laughed at them on the field. You talk to Julian, he goes, Gronk's the only player that, catches the ball and laughs on the field while he's running with it. Well, that's because my mom got me ready.
It's because of you. And those chicken souffles. I mean, I've got to have one at some point, please. I need the chicken souffle.
I know.
Yesterday
Go ahead, tell me.
Yes, yesterday it was twice baked potatoes. So it wasn't her signature chicken souffle, but the twice baked potatoes is definitely number 2. And then we had some steaks on the grill, some fish, and Chevette's chicken that you can only get from Buffalo. It's a secret sauce from Buffalo. It's a vinaigrette, and it's delicious. So I had all 3 meats yesterday, and It was really good. It was one of the best meals that I've had in a long time.
It sounds like a really, really beautiful birthday for you both to spend time with. It's really heartwarming.
Three of the 5 boys were here, so it was very special.
I love that.
Yes.
When you watch him on Fox, Diana, what are your thoughts? When he's really, and I was talking to, I actually wanted to reach out to Gronk's team to give him a compliment on like how incredible Sundays are going. And they go, Gronk doesn't have a team. Gronk is his team. And I was like, oh, okay, that's wild. And he was just giving you credit for that and him being able to do everything on his own. But what is it like being Gronk's mom, watch him go through every phase of life and now be this Fox analyst crushing it in front of the world?
I know. It's great. You know, you look forward to Sundays still, you know, to watch him and all the other guys, you know, on TV. And I love how they get along. They all get along so well, compliment each other, and you know, goof around, have fun. They have fun.
Actually, in between about every take, because then we go to commercial break, my mom and I text each other like once or twice throughout the show. I'm like, I'm break right now. And she's like, how are you texting me? I just saw you live on TV 10 seconds ago. So we're always going back and forth too. So it's really cool.
I'll laugh at him, right? Or else sometimes he'll have like little pin on, and I'll like, whoa, what is it for? I can't really see it. So we kind of go back and forth during commercials.
I love that we know what the behind the scenes of that. I love that you have that spatula. Gronk, can you confirm or deny that when you were giving your Hall of Fame speech in Canton, you might whip out the spatula? Just saying.
Yes, I gotta confirm it. I cannot deny that.
Okay.
The green spoon, the green spatula has been with me my whole entire life. So I'm gonna have to bring it there.
It was missing for a little while. One of them I realized hid it in the basement in a box, but when we moved, I found it. So still have it.
It's my favorite thing, and it's why Gronk is Gronk. Happy birthday!
All right, Mama. Happy birthday. Yes.
Oh my gosh, this is the kind of content we need. Do you know what I'm saying? The world of the world, like that was absolutely beautiful, and I love that. Can we talk about some football, my friend?
Yes, now let's talk about some football. Well, before we get started, I'm out here in Florida in her backyard, and I'm sweating like I just got out of the swimming pool.
Oh, is that a real background? No.
Yeah, this is a real background.
No,
this is my
it's
mom's
not.
backyard. That's the lanai right there. And it
Gronk,
looks fake,
I literally thought it was a green
fake.
screen. It looks absolutely fake. Wow, she's unbelievable.
I'm stepping my game up. I'm stepping it up.
That's just how green that's. I mean, she's got a green spatula and a green thumb.
Yes, well, my mom literally has over 300 plants in her backyard. She's been like that her whole entire life. She loves watering her plants every single day, too. And whenever I get a plant in my house, she calls me every day, make sure you water your plants or they're going to die and they're not going to be green. So she's on top of it. She's the #1 mom out there with you know, all resources.
I love that. And she could marry Louise Parker from Weeds if she ever needed to for another thing. She can grow plants like that. I don't know why I just said that. Anyway, Gronk, let's talk about Jaxson Dart. Because I talked to Phil Simms, Giants legend, knows Mara, knows everybody. When is he going to start? Probably not for a couple of weeks, but now he's doing his thing against what has been a tough defense. This Chargers team's 3-0. Are you happy with the move? Is this the right move to make with Jaxson Dart starting?
I think it's the right move to make. I mean, you got to switch it up. They're 0-3 right now. Russell Wilson kind of had that terrific game week 2, but it was versus the Dallas Cowboys defense, and then week 3 he kind of sunk again. And when you're 0-3, you got to get wins. You got, you know, with Brian Dable, he's kind of on the hot seat, I would say. I mean, I wouldn't say he is, but I wouldn't say he isn't. But he needs to win, and the quarterback play hasn't been up to par. And Jaxson Dart's their first-round pick. He sat behind Russell the first 3 games, so he has a little experience on what goes on with inside the game and the calls and all that and how it's all done. He got a little bit of playing time as well, and on top of that, he has the preseason experience. So I'm glad he sat the first couple of games to, you know, process the playbook more, process defenses more. It's going to be a tough challenge going versus the Chargers, but I think it's the right move. It's time for Jaxson Dart to start, and Jaxson Dart to start. It's a tongue twister, and hopefully he gives them the spark because he's got Malik Neighbors. He's got Cam Scatabo at the running back position.
No offensive line. No offensive line,
yes.
Gronk.
I know, that's the tough part. The offensive line, you know, it doesn't matter what type of quarterback you are. If you're under pressure with under 3 seconds all the time and you got to get rid of the ball and you can't really make your read, it makes it tough, especially going versus Chargers defense with their experience and what they do to quarterbacks.
I like that they're doing it now and not next week against the Saints, because I think if he loses to the Chargers, it's a nice buffer to be able to say, well, it's his first start. The Chargers are really tough. They're undefeated. They took down their entire division in the first 3 weeks. So, like, I think it gives him, instead of, like, if he came out and, like, really looked bad against the Saints, that would be worse than coming out and having a rookie sort of start against these Chargers. But he might come out and light it up, which is what we've been hearing from that front office, from Dable, your boy. He loved him forever going into the draft process. So I'm excited to see what they look like. Giants 6.5-point underdogs at home against the Chargers. You got to take the Chargers here, right?
Yeah, you definitely got to take the Chargers, and you might got to take the Chargers to win by even more than 6.5 points. I'm just hoping that Jaxson Dart does go out firing, and I do want to see Coach Dable. My brother Glenn is here, actually. He played with me for a year, and Coach Dable was our coach, and Glenn was on the practice squad, and we won the Super Bowl in Atlanta, and he absolutely loves Dable, too, and we talked about it right before I came on your show, Kay, just now, and we were like, well, hopefully Dable does somehow pull it off and Jaxson Dart does come through for him, because we want to see Dable succeed. We love his energy. We love what he brings to the table. We love his knowledge of the game, and we love how he coaches the game of football as well. So it's going to be very, very tough, but at least it's home as well. That makes it easier for Jaxson Dart.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be rooting for the Giants, but the Chargers, I think, are just too good.
Knowing Dable how you know him, a lot of people would say it's a bad look on him that Saquon went and thrived, although offensive, all that, like you have to coach what you're dealt with. And then you look at what Daniel Jones is dealing. What is that?
I mean, it is, it depends on how you look at it. It really depends on how you look at it, because they weren't thriving like that in New York. I think Saquon should have definitely stayed. He was thriving in New York, but Dable doesn't, really make the calls. That's up to the GM on that, aspect of the field with Saquon Barkley. But with Daniel Jones, as a coach, you got to get him prepared and you got to put him in the right situations. But it's a tough call, because there's a lot of guys sometimes out there, they just need a switch of atmosphere, a little change in scenery. You see that with Tyquan Thornton from the Patriots. I mean, no one thought he was ever going to play the game of football again when he left the Patriots, and now he's dominating on the Kansas City Chiefs. I wouldn't say dominating, but he's definitely making a big impact for the Chiefs. Maybe just the situation, the schemes with how those quarterbacks play and how Saquon plays and other guys that were on the Giants that left.
So it's not on Dable.
You can't say it's not on Dable, but you can also say he's the head coach, so I would say at least a little bit is on Dable.
I think it's interesting that you're saying scenery, though. Like Daniel couldn't stay healthy. Also, there was that, and I think once things get to a point, I as I don't know as a player, but as a human, you just might need a switch up of environment, and then it works. I do think the offensive line was a big part of that, but he's getting a lot of grief, Dable, for this is a bad look. Look at how Daniel's crushing it. But I think there's a lot more factors than that. And I think that's good that I like that you think that way. I think that way as well.
There is. And if you don't have an offensive line, you don't have a team. You really don't. I mean, that's why the Eagles are so good. And that's why they can win these games that they're winning. And if offensive line they got and a defensive line. And we're not just talking about a solid offensive line, defensive line. We're talking about one of the best in the league. And that's why you see Jalen Hurts barely performing, the wide receivers barely performing, the run game barely performing, because you can control the game when you have an offensive line like the Eagles. And the Giants really don't. You can't really control the game like how you want to control it. Yeah. And it makes it really tough on a quarterback. But I'm hoping Jaxson Dart does come through and lights it up and gives the Giants a nice little kickstart.
Jameis is still on the Giants. What should happen with Jameis? What is your Gronk wish for where Jameis should go?
My Gronk wish, I was going to say Jameis wish.
I like
my Gronk wish is that Jameis Winston goes to the Cincinnati Bengals, hands down. We all love Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston's an entertainer on the field, and he's an entertainer off the field. And he has a pass to be the entertainer off the field as well, because everyone knows that's just him. If he throws 4 interceptions, he's still allowed to make jokes that he's blind and that he can't see and all that good stuff, because it's Jameis Winston. That's who he is. And I think if he goes to the Cincinnati Bengals, it's wasting his talent on and off the field, sitting behind Russell Wilson and Jaxson Dart. The Cincinnati Bengals need to pick up that phone, make a phone call. He's electrifying He brings that juice to the table, and that's what the Bengals need. They got electrifying wide receivers that need the ball in their hands. And Jameis also knows so many systems. How many has he been in the last 5 years?
Right.
He's succeeded in plenty of them. He would be able to pick it up right away with the Cincinnati Bengals as well. So Jameis Winston, let's see you go to the Bengals, man. Make it happen just for all NFL fans.
I love that. And I think that you recognize it like an authenticity in him. You were yourself. He's very much himself. It's like celebrated and highly regarded. I love that for Jameis. We're going to take a short TV break. Gronk is sweating. Gronk is like in... Gronk, you're in an actual greenhouse. I thought it was a Zoom green screen. But you're there, you're sweating it out with us. We appreciate it so much. There are some winless teams, right? There's some teams sweating to get their first win. Okay, let's take a look at them. The Giants, one of them. And then here's the other ones that need a win in week 4. If you had to throw in with one of them, who are not only going to win week 4 even, but just make the playoffs, like who are you riding with that you think do not belong on this list?
Well, the 0-3 teams here, we kind of all expected them to be 0-3. It wasn't like they were going into the season with high expectations. But if I had to pick one team to have a slight chance, even a sliver to make the playoffs, I'm going to go with the Houston Texans. All 3 of the other teams, I don't think have a chance to make the playoffs. It just is what it is. They don't have the guys, and the situation just isn't right. But the Houston Texans, they have C.J. Stroud still at the quarterback position. Yeah. And on top of that, they're in a weak division. Yes, the Colts are outstanding right now, and they're I'm pretty sure they're 3-0, aren't they? The Colts 3-0.
Yes.
Or yes, so they're 3-0, but still the division's weak with the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Tennessee Titans, so they can stack up some wins versus them and get some momentum building. So it's only the Houston Texans, I believe, out of the 0-3 teams that have a single chance at all to make the playoffs.
They got to figure out that offensive line. It is such a waste of C.J. Stroud, to be honest. They need to figure that out, and maybe they can go. They do have the best odds to make the playoffs out of that group at plus 300. Okay, Eagles, BUCS. I love these teams. You love these teams. It's your Fox treatment. You'll be in the suit. You'll be texting your mom during the breaks there. These are 2 undefeated teams going at it. I don't know. Like, if we pull up the list of the NFC quarterbacks, and I think we have them here, I don't know. Would you take Baker over everybody? Where would you take? I mean, who would you take over Baker? Baker's maybe the best quarterback here.
I would possibly take Matthew Stafford, just his experience and his arm strength and his accuracy and just knowledge of the game. Jared Goff as well has been playing phenomenal. What was that, 2 nights ago? Just the way he was executing drives was just ridiculous. I still don't know what happened week 1 versus the Green Bay Packers. I didn't see that game, but that must have been a fluke because they've been absolute dominant now with Jared Goff. So depending on the system and who the guys are that are around me in the offensive you know, on the offense, I would either pick Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield.
It was a dumb question. I want to pull up the odds again. Yeah. Give me your MVP. That's what the board is. Let's pick your MVP. If you just throw in right
MVP, now. I would have to go with out of those. I would have to go with Jared Goff just because how he just lit up, you know, the Baltimore defense. And the week before, he threw for like 5 touchdowns. I mean, Baker Mayfield's doing a great job, but he's not tossing up MVP numbers, and he's just squeaking by and getting these wins. We got to see him toss up, you know, a 300-yard game and 3+, 4+ touchdowns, but that's going to be very difficult for Baker because Mike Evans now went down, which stinks big time because I believe the Bucs had a chance versus the Eagles, but with Mike Evans down and Chris Godwin out and a couple offensive linemen out there as well, I mean, the Eagles are just too physical and too healthy.
The O-line is a bad vibe. Them losing Mike Evans, I mean, they brought in this rookie who's making these one-handed grabs. You're going to see it all day on Sunday again. Emeka Egbuka, I think he might have had his best catch ever last week, these one-handed grabs. Baker said he was disrespecting him by using one hand down the field. But can you maybe, since you know Mike Evans so well, not having him out there, why does that matter so much? Like, why are you willing to say that they can't win the game without him? It's what you're saying, that they had a chance with him and not without him.
Yeah, because Mike Evans is such a respected wide receiver out there. He's a Hall of Famer, and you got to pay attention to where he is out on the field. And if you go back to week 1, actually, if you go and watch Egbuka's touchdown catch and another one of his big catches on the final drive of the game, they're double covering and focusing on Mike Evans, and he's going deep and taking the coverage with him. And Agbuka came underneath it and was wide open because of Mike Evans, you know, taking the coverage with him. It was kind of like Randy Moss going deep and taking all the deep coverage with him, and someone coming underneath and making the big plays. That's why it's going to be crucial. Even though if Mike Evans is not making an impact, you know, in the stats, he makes an impact with, you know, taking coverage and opening up the other guys. So that's why it's going to be difficult for this offense to go out there and move the ball this week.
Buccaneers 3.5-point underdogs at home to the Eagles. That is the Fox game you guys have to watch. Gronk sweating. Are you sweating because you didn't do well in Proper Shot? Hamilton, get in here.
Yeah. Oh, Hamilton, come on.
All right.
Come on, man.
Gronk, you
Bring
only
it
got
on.
1 point last week. Kay, you got 3 of them. The big score was that your way bet with James Cook over 90 rushing yards. So, Kay, you have a 6-4 lead right now over Gronk.
You okay there, Gronk?
Yeah, but you know something? I was winning week 1. I saw the K really couldn't handle it. It was making her flustered, and she couldn't really produce on the show and really talk well because she wanted to, you know, she was butthurt. So, you know, I let her take the lead again.
I think your butt hurts because you just got spanked by your mom on national television. I think it's your butt that's hurting, my friend.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
how's
was a
your
good
butt
one right
feeling? There we
Wow,
go.
You got me there.
All right.
You got me there.
Go ahead, Ham.
All right, you guys know how this game works. I'll tee you up on 3 props for tomorrow night's game against the Seahawks and Cardinals. You can each adjust one line you're using it your way. If you choose,
doing this shit again? No.
Oh, yes,
I'm
we
over
are.
it.
And if you move it up, it's worth an extra point. So let's get into it. Gronk, Kyler Murray's line for combined rushing and passing yards is 243.5. You going over, under, or using your way?
I really like the Seattle Seahawks. They're coming together as a team, as a one unit. So I'm going to go under. They're going to stop Kyler Murray. I am not using a your way here. And he's going to go for a combined under 243.5 yards.
Good.
All right, Kay, your turn. Sam Darnold's been off to a hot start in Seattle. Does he go over or under 217.5 passing yards?
I do like the Cardinals' defense, but they're giving up yards. I'm going to go over. They've given up 300 yards a game through the air the last 2 weeks. So Sam, he's been cooking. Nobody's paying attention to JSN, who's crushing. He's like a top 3 receiver right now, so I'm going to hit the over.
And speaking of JSN, yeah, he's second in the league in receiving yards right now. Gronk, his line is 84.5 receiving yards tomorrow night. You going over?
It feels like the sauna. I went for actually a 40-minute walk before the show, and it's 90 degrees, and the humidity is 90% and high. And Kay, I really don't know how I played on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers for 2 years.
I don't know.
I couldn't even walk for 40 minutes without suffering. And I'm like, how did I play with shoulder pads, helmet on, and all that good stuff?
I think it must have had something to do with millions of dollars.
Hey, but yeah, it probably did have something to do with that. Shh, don't tell anyone. But I'm going with, I'm not even going to use it your way this week. I didn't do well last week when I used it. I'm just going to, and Jackson Smith, the Jigba, is absolute dominant, over 300 yards in 3 games, went over 100 yards in 2 of the 3 games. I'm just going to go, he's just a straight up over 84.5 yards for Jackson Smith.
All right, okay. Marvin Harrison Jr. has been a big topic of discussion this week. His line for receiving yards, 44.5. You going over or under?
So here's the dilemma. I'm not yet convinced that I like the your way. But Gronk over there telling me he's not going to use the your way makes me have to gamesmanship. I have to use it because I get to get the double points and get the advantage here. And you're gonna hit the over on your Jackson Smith and Jigba receiving yard. So I need to make some room here. I will use my your way here. I have to. I'm gonna push this up to. Can I do 70? Is that yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go for it.
You guys already have it, clearly. You guys knew what I was going to say? Okay. I'm going to push it to 70. They're going to put like an emphasis. They're going to focus on getting him the ball. Sunday was tough. We're going to see some big plays. So somehow you guys read my mind, and there we are.
And that pushes the odds from -114 up to plus 230. So big return there for that for just 70 yards. All right, Gronk, one anytime touchdown score for the Cardinals.
I'm just going with Kyler Murray. I'm going to keep it as simple as that. He's going to have a quarterback sneak or a quarterback draw in the red zone, and he's going to score and make me look great.
All right, okay. One anytime touchdown score for the Seahawks.
I mean, should I go JSN? This seems like a stupid thing not to do JSN. plus 110. I'm going to go JSN. That's what I want to do. I want to do JSN. He's getting all the yards, all the catches. I think he's a good anytime touchdown scorer. I'm going to go with him. You could go Kenneth Walker. I think I said that originally. I don't want that. I want Jaxson Smith-Njigba. Okay, I'm going to go with, let's take a look. We'll recap this, of course. Yeah, we'll recap it for whatever, all intents and purposes. You saw what we did here. I'm going to go 70 yards. Receiving for Marvin Harrison Jr. Gronk is going over on 84.5 receiving yards for Jaxson Smith-Njigba. We've got Darnold going over to 17.5 passing yards tomorrow night. Cheers to you with some water here. And you've got Kyler Murray, anytime touchdown. I'm going JSN, anytime touchdown. We got to get him the national love, put him on the spotlight there. Okay, so we've got lots going on, and we've got more going on FanDuel. FanDuel's got $2 million. Look at that, Gronk spiking on a Thursday touchdown jackpot going for this game. All you got to do is pick an anytime touchdown scorer. If you pick this guy who scores first or last, you win a share of the $2,000 million pot. This has been so fun this season so far. I appreciate you, Gronk. Go enjoy your mom's birthday. We appreciate it, man. Happy birthday to her.
All right. Yes, thank you, guys. Have a good day.
Good luck.
Bye, Hamilton.